Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy, the Almighty Green Talents, bringing you some disturbing news. Um, this guy above you, former WWF/WWE wrestler Virgil, who used to be the bodyguard of Ted DiBiase way back in the mid '80s of the early years of his career. Former bodyguard, then he was once known as Vincent in the WCW. And then he also went to another wrestling federation called the Texas Roughneck Wrestling, where he went. So he wrestled at three different federations, and he had to retire based from health issues that he sustained later in his career. He had dementia. He had colon cancer that he battled through and won, and he also had what was it? He had dementia, colon cancer, and I forgot the other minor injury what it was. I had it took my head a while ago. I forgot about it, but those were the main injuries that he suffered. He died yesterday at the age of 61, as the third indicates up top. He had a great, wonderful career in the WWE, because that's where I remember him from, or WWF. That's where I remember him from as early part of his career. He was a young man then. He had to been like in his late 20s, early 30s, in the early WWF days before succumbing to health related issues. He also had suffered quite a few injuries at the course of that time, because I just recently seen a video of him a while ago where he was so small you could even recognize him. He was skinny and frail, and so I guess that all came with the injuries that he suffered later in his career, where it forced him to retire. But to see him look like that was really sad, and so I have been a good advocate of this guy for many years. Been a fan of him. Even when he was with Ted DiBiase, you know what I'm saying? He had a solo career in in the WCW, where I remember him being when he left the WWE. You know what I'm saying? Or WWF. When he left there, he went to WCW in the early 90s. I think I remember reading it. I think it was '94, and when he left and went to the WCW, and he wrestled there as Vincent. That was his name there. And so for this to know, I didn't even know he passed, and this is kind of late for me to actually pick up, but I seen it on the social media, and they was honoring his death and his past situation earlier part of his career when he was a wrestler. And I'm not exactly sure if he have any kids or family, but 61 years old, that's a young age. I'm saddened by this, because this guy, he's a black man, and his early part of his career as a wrestler, he struggled. I don't think he never won a world title, but I think I remember him winning other minor titles in the WWF and WCW. He never won the world title, and I think he also was a tag team title champion at one point in his career. He has never held the world title in the WWF or WCW or wherever he has gone in his career. He never held the world title. But to read the story that he had those injuries. He had, like I said, he had colon cancer that he battled through, and he also had dementia. I think he still suffered through dementia at the time. Because one thing about when you get dementia, you can't get rid of that. So dementia probably came later in his life after he had retired. But to see him small like that with no music bulk, like I said, if you see him here, he has a very good body tone. I mean, he was a physical shaped brother. You know what I'm saying? And to see him small like that was sad. And they said that he ran out of money, so that he had set up his family. I think his family or friends set up a GoFundMe campaign to raise money for his toiletries and clothes, cause he didn't have no money, and that's really sad to read about for a guy who wrestled all those years, never saved his money. So it makes you wonder where the money went. But I'm not gonna dwell. But I'm not gonna talk about that right now because he's gone. And like I said, he one of my favorite wrestlers or African American wrestlers at the time of his passing. But to read this, it's really sad to me. And he will be missed at a wonderful, blessed age of 61 years old. Like I said, that's a young age to actually leave this world. And like I said, I forgot what the other injury was. I think the other injury, the one that got him the most, I do know it was colon cancer that he battled and won through, and I know it was dementia that he suffered, and probably suffered at the time of his passing. Wow. You guys out there who have watched my videos, please comment, like, and share, and subscribe to the video. Regardless if you're on YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, or wherever I post this video, please comment and let me know what you think, because Virgil was a pretty good technical sound wrestler. And like I said, he never won any world titles, but he have been a tag team champion once. He also have won other small titles in different federations during the time of his career. He just never was a world champion. And it would have been great to be a world champion. He had been honored by his peers. I also read where Jake the Snake Roberts, who's in the WWE Hall of Fame, said he is saddened to hear of his death, and he wished him and his family, he gave his family his condolences of his passing. He said he just heard about it. And so, like I said, it was actually a day ago. Which was the 28th. And when he passed yesterday. Wow. So, like I said, y'all, comment in the comment section below and let me know where you watched him as a professional wrestler, as the bodyguard of Ted DiBiase. Like I said, he won tag team titles, and he has also won other titles in WCW and WWF at the time of his career. And they say he had to battle back also because his career was dwindling down, which would probably be why he left the WWF in the first place. And when he went to the WCW, he did real well there for a little while. And he left there, and they say he took a hiatus. He took a hiatus from wrestling for a while, and then came back to that Texas Roughneck Wrestling, which is where he was before he decided to retire, based off his situation of his health deteriorating. Cause it said 2000 when he decided to let it go. That when his health started deteriorating. So my condolences go to his family, friends who know him pretty well, the wrestling community, WCW and WWF, those guys who knew him better than anybody in the world. Virgil Jones, you would be, Michael Virgil Jones, you will be missed. Like I said, I remember you as a youngster myself, watching you do your thing in WCW and WWF at the time. So you will be missed, my brother. Love you. And I hope that God is holding you in his hands right now, because now you can rest well. You ain't got nothing to worry about anymore. And I'm gonna miss you, man. Bye, Virgil. Peace.